We'll figure this out someday.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my God.
All right. So now we got to go to the cam here. All right. All right. We're going to have trouble getting back to crew cam here, but turn that down. What you say? What you say?
OMG.
Yeah, turn that down. What you say?
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
All right. You know what? Since your buds from Small Town Famous, that there's AhLan. And over here, if I hit the cam, it's going to turn to that video. Get ready to stop it.
I will. I will stop it.
All right, stop that vid. Put it on that cam, and it's going to do that when I hit crew cam too.
Now, let me.
Yeah, we're still battling here.
Yep, and we're going to do. Usually, it'll do hide.
All right,
so
we'll hide it.
Let me make sure that all right, is this the cam one?
This is cam one. Yes. Yes, it is. We're still growing pain in here because we got so much stuff going on. New equipment, new setups, new earbuds. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, I do.
Right, so let me go to.
You know what?
We'll watch it again.
1.
Let's go to the next.
Oh my God.
And it's gonna keep going to the next scene.
It's just gonna keep going. I can skip to 3, but if we can get that off of cam
Tell you
1
what we
and 2.
can do. Since I'm just going to clear out
anyway, we got Romy sitting over here.
Yeah.
You can hear him. You can't see him just yet. Alan's working on it. But if you don't mind, could you possibly...
3, 2, 1.
I'm going to delete
All right,
that.
so let me see if I
And
go
let
back
me
to cam 1.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what you did.
All right.
Now, so we are going to
just delete the video completely.
Duplicate. And then I'm going to...
Rebecca's honest. She hadn't even got to see Romy yet.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right. There he is.
Yeah.
There he is. All right.
And...
Get that off of crew cam. Look at that. Look at this new setup. We got our new table, of course. Thank you, Mr. Dickey. But if you don't mind, could you go ahead and like this little video? Don't mind if you share it. That would be wonderful. And if you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't, Romy has graciously offered to hunt each of you down and tickle you into submission. So
yes,
we appreciate Romy for that. I'm going to bring it back to this cam. Let's see what happens.
Let's go for it. All
right, it's not even blowing up anymore.
Right. Man, there you are.
All right, before we kick it off right, Small Town Famous is actually brought to you by, let me pull up them, Cottonwood Farm Design Company. If you're looking to decorate your home and want it to look amazing, then Cottonwood Farm Design Company has exactly what you're looking for, from cabinets, tables, signs, and all sorts of decorations to make your home feel wonderful and give it that warm, rustic charm that you'll love, and your friends will too. You know they will.
Most of them.
Check out all their designs and even make your own at one of their sign parties, because if you have an idea, they will be glad to bring it to life. 5-star reviews out the wazoo, which I never really understood what a wazoo was. Cottonwood Farm Design Company's design are built to last. You can like their Facebook page, Cottonwood Farm Design Company. You can give them a call, 910-220-5867, or email them, cottonwoodfarmdesignco@gmail.com. We appreciate you for helping sponsor the show.
Hey, Lexi.
Hey, yeah, we'll bring that back. All right, I'm going to go to crew cam here.
Do that. Let's try it. That's what
You're going to have to bring up crew cam.
Oh, look, I finally got the other thing done.
Yeah.
I got to do crew cam?
Yeah, you're going to have to control that because it's not working over here. But, all right, kill that music.
Hey, you got it figured out.
All right. Somebody explained to me, we were supposed to actually come to you guys live last night, but we moved things around because we try to be friendly with each other's schedules, and that's what Jordan, he said, I'm not going to be able to go Monday night. I'll be ready Tuesday night.
Please, can we change it to Tuesday?
Yeah, begs.
And I said, I guess it's, inconvenient for me. I'm pretty loud.
But hot mic.
It's a little
on
echo
in here.
But he
I'll take care of that.
20 minutes before tonight's broadcast.
For go time, he said, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all I got work tonight, so I can't do it tonight either."
Yeah. So Jordan, you know what? I got to thinking about it. He said he's working, but you know that mother's out hunting. He went out in the woods.
He's spotlighting. If he's hunting
Right now, which is where we all should be. But hunting season, it's been terrible for me.
It's been the worst hunting season I've had in
So far, it's a disaster.
Yeah, probably close to a decade for me.
Really?
But I see I get on Facebook every 5 seconds and I see pictures like this. If it'll pull up of course it don't. It says
why would it?
It says deer pic on there, but it's fine.
What?
I see it.
I see it on.
No, you see all these little bitty babies that are holding like 8 points.
Okay.
Makes me so mad because I
tell you
haven't
what.
seen a single thing out in the woods, period, at all.
I've seen something, but I come back empty-handed.
All right, you got to set this up.
All
So
right, hold on. So I will do. I'm gonna get this done for you.
Oh, he said he's gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Robbie Cruz.
Because I do not know what is going on with this crap. I mean,
we're not seeing anything, man.
it's the sponsors work. Thank goodness. All right. So anyway, let me go to. We loaded a bunch of stuff at the last second, and it is what it is. So let me.
We try to keep
find-
these things flowing, but they just never. Go.
It's more complicated than this. Either that or Chase makes it harder than it really is.
Yeah, I sent a lot of stuff to bring to you guys.
At the last second. I'm just kidding.
All right, Donald says he saw Bigfoot. He thinks, but all right.
cool.
So start setting this story up.
All right, so the story begins a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when I first came in, and me and Chase and Jordan just were supposed to go golfing one day, and Jordan was, wanted to go back in town to get his hair cut at a certain time. And
I think he had a nail appointment.
yeah, nail appointment, and he can't defend himself because he should have showed up tonight. So anyway, we ended up not getting to golf because they weren't open at the time that we thought that they were going to be open. And then by the time that we would have been able to get started, Jordan would have had to go back. He rode with us because obviously he doesn't have his own vehicle. And
straight bumming, boy.
Straight bumming. So we decided to do like any other normal person.
Throwback. This is when all of the McDonald's stuff happened. So
Oh, yeah.
just to put that in.
Yeah,
in
so
your
we
memory.
decided to go back to Magnolia to a local gun store and buy some guns.
And how long did we spend in that gun store?
Hours, like
But
2.5 hours probably.
well, let me also preface this as Romy went in there to buy a shotgun because he said, I don't have this particular rifle. I got to get it. And then, that itch was there.
Yep. I wanted a shotgun. I didn't see a shotgun that I was in love with, but I did see a Henry repeating arms lever action 308 that was magazine fed.
Boom!
And I said,
Baby, yeah.
that's called the Long Ranger. I got to have that.
Play on words. We got to have it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you debate it for about maybe 18 seconds. And
So
then-
the debate was either get a 308 or a 6.5 Creedmoor. That was the only debate. I knew I was going to get that particular rifle. Oh, you turning me down? Oh, okay. You want me to hurry up? Or?
No.
Anyway.
Just I want to be able to retain my hearing.
So Romy ends up buying this gun, and he's like, I'm not going to buy a scope today, because this dude was dropping. I mean, he bought 4,000 rounds of everything.
I bought too many rounds.
That is
So anyway,
very
he just
valuable.
loaded it down. I was like, dude, man.
I do some pricing at this local gun store of scopes and everything. You're like, it seems kind of, it's probably okay. But so then I get on a website and I was like, oh, dude, they was hooking the fool out of me. This is like half price for double. So I get probably a higher quality scope than I need for that particular rifle.
And to understand, Romy is in love with this thing, this rifle. He keeps going back, and he'll set it down, and then he'll come back, looking around, pick it up again, kind of pet it, and then set it down. I mean, this went on for hours.
Yeah. So I finally get this scope in, I get it mounted on the gun, and the mounts that came with the gun had bad screws or something. I couldn't get it to zero. So I finally figure out that the scope was loose where it mounts to the gun. And I was like, well, that's never going to zero. So I order a Picatinny rail from Henry, from their website. It comes in, and then I bring it to a different gun store to mount the scope on. And I was all jazzed.
He was jazzed.
Hyped,
He had the gun he wanted. He had the scope that he had been wanting.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's been talking this gun up forever. Fast forward a little bit.
So I take it to multiple ranges. I bet at this point, I've probably shot 400 rounds.
Well, on my end of this story, I see Jordan the other day, and he says, "Yo, you got to get Romy to tell his hunting story." I said, "Okay, well, what happened?" He said, "You know that new gun he got? Is it the one that he's in love with, and the one that he kicked Rebecca out of the bed and like stays with him?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "It did him dirty."
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
So I was going on a hunting trip to North Arkansas towards Hardy, and hunting with a buddy of mine, and right before we leave, the night before we leave, cleaning the gun, lubing it up, getting everything ready.
petting it.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then my father-in-law's over there, and he notices that the mounts where the scope rings actually mount to the Picatinny rail, they weren't loose, but they were looser than they probably should have been. So he tightened them bad boys down for me.
I don't know what that was.
So where are we placing the blame on this?
Oh, it's fully on me because I traveled across the state and I didn't double check when I got there. I just said,
"Oh, it's ready."
This is I'm not going to get a shot further than 100 yards. I'm confident. I'm shooting a 3-inch group at 100 yards. Not a great group, but that will kill a deer anywhere. So I was good with it.
All right, so you're out there.
So we hunt morning on National Forest. Didn't see anything. So that evening, we just hunting on his property behind his house. Mm-hmm. We each get up in a tree. We're like probably 15 feet apart. Just having a great time. It's a wonder we saw anything.
Perfect hunting.
Perfect hunting.
Strategy there.
Doe comes out. I was like, oh yeah. Turns broadside 45 yards probably.
Okay.
And I could have killed it with a rock probably.
And this is where I'm gonna see if I can play this right quick. All right, and now I'm going to go to this third one here. I'm not getting any.
So my buddy's laughing at me. His tree was shaking.
That's the Henry. All right, all right. See what's going on right now. It jams up on you.
Yeah, it jams up on me. It I shoot 4 times at this deer. It never moves. Never moves.
All right. So,
and then he looks at me. He's like, "Are you done?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got no more bullets. All I had was 4." And then he picks up his rifle and shoots the deer. And it goes like 15 yards and falls down.
So right now it's jammed up on you.
Yeah.
All right, now you got it ready. Deer has not moved. It's like we shoot it again.
So I shoot all 4 times. He's like, "Man, you're shooting like in the same spot every time, like wide left." And I was like, that would have been some excellent information to have, before I shot my last shot.
You get it on that cruise.
Oh, that
Now it
and that works.
that was the zombie reenacting the deer after Romy's friend shot it. But you got a cruise.
So after my buddy shoots the doe, then he's
oh no.
So then he said, "What's going on? What am I got going on?"
Let me see. I'm trying to. You screwed this up again.
So after he shoots the doe, he's like, "Do you want my gun?" And I said, "Yeah." So he throws me his gun from one tree. I catch it in my tree, and I get a shot on another deer.
All right. So second chance at redemption.
Second chance.
Okay.
I shoot this.
Actually, this is your 5th shot.
This is my 5th shot. Yeah.
All right. Redemption.
I shoot this other doe. It does the double mule kick. Like if you usually if you get a good hit, they kick both back legs out, and you're like, oh, that's a done deal. Well, this deer takes off running, wouldn't lay down, and I didn't really, couldn't really get a good shot, and so finally he talks me into trying to sneak around and get another shot at it, but it had already bedded down, so I jumped it up and it ran off, and we never found it. It did. I did hit that one, but we jumped it up and it ran away. So I don't know where I hit it.
So when you say this has been a very unlucky season for you, it's been an unlucky season for you. So
historically, like the last 7 times I pulled the trigger, that was a deer's last step.
Yeah, last year, if I remember correctly, or the year before, you had I think opening day
4 deer.
Yeah, right.
4 deer in 2 hours.
Where they walked out, you shot them. They laid down, and then another one. And you shot, they stacked them up like they were on some sort of pallet.
It's like hunting on Oregon Trail.
Man.
So that was anyway.
So anyway, I got another scope for this gun. The mounts were the wrong kind of mounts.
All new.
So it didn't.
Alan, have you been out there?
Correlate.
This right.
Yeah. Alan's about to just.
Have you ever wanted to throw a computer through a window?
Yes.
Right
and
now.
Alan's about to just completely give up on this podcast, this show, this everything. It's just terrible, the technology.
It just gets too.
But speaking of hunting.
Oh my God! It played again.
I'm about to delete it out of there. It's video 3 anyway. Anyway, speaking of hunting,
push camera.
We were actually supposed to, go hunt Kraken hunting, but we didn't see anything either there. Did we?
Which camera are we supposed to be?
Just go to crew cam. It's fine.
Is that one?
Hashtag fake news.
Crew's the whole crew.
I like this one. This is a good view.
We don't have.
We did.
There's your crew cam.
I swear. We're about to call it completely quits.
Man. It goes to that cut. Hold on. Let me do this, because what's happening is it's ending before I get a chance to fix it. Bam. There.
Boom. All right. We were supposed to go Kraken hunting. Alan, fill us in.
What?
Yeah, fill us in.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I know you've been so. All right, let me ask everybody out there.
Yes, Gene, it is.
And let me ask Romy, have you? Are you a little disheartened by any of the Sidney Powell situation right now?
Not really.
That long sigh.
No, I mean, it is kind of discouraging a little bit, because it's like, come on, let's get the show on the road. But
yeah,
I don't know. To this day, I feel like Trump will continue to be our president for another 4 years. But starting to actually kind of feel like I'm leaning the other way because of the lack of evidence and things to be brought to my attention.
Right.
Besides just QAnon speculation.
Can't say that on Facebook.
Yeah, thanks for that.
All right. So,
sorry. I didn't know.
Following up, I guess, how do you think this legal team is? There it is. That guy more Kraken.
Yeah, Kraken, baby.
Yeah. Are you a little? How do you think the legal team's been doing?
I thought Rudy Giuliani's been giving some awesome speeches. His hair dye was running down the side of his face. That was very entertaining.
I think as that Chinese microwave weapon.
Yeah.
Aimed at that hair dye. Because he was the only one sweating. That proved the whole thing, that it was Russian interference or Chinese interference.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Anybody that wasn't a Republican, it was I don't know, man.
Well, now
I don't want to get myself in trouble.
I guess the big update is that the GSA has decided we're gonna start the formal transition process, and Trump said, "Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, but we're still gonna fight the battle."
Yeah, I think it's just that. They come under public pressure. I mean, you're going to have to.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
And I'd like to know what everybody else is kind of thinking. The recounts, I mean, where you see that kind of going, you see it going Supreme Court ways. Now we got some legal stuff going on in Pennsylvania. Are you a little disheartened right now? You still feeling positive that there may be a different outcome? Let us know in the comments real quick. But
Yeah.
all right, so the GSA stuff,
Yeah, well, I just think that he was under some pressure to build. He had to do that, just because there's two legs to the entire thing. And I agree with the decision this isn't what you asked, but I agree with the decision to separate from Sidney Powell.
Because you had let us know because me and Romy were out hunting. And then you texted us and were like, oh, it's all falling apart.
Yeah. I didn't think it was falling apart.
I was like, who's Sidney Powell?
Right. That's, I wish that was the way a lot of us were. But I think it just got to a point where...
Dude turned right towards me and called.
I just remember, I remember Gore, Bush Gore, and that was one county over a few hundred votes, and they allowed Gore 37 days.
It was a little while.
Now, the GSA went forward and did all those sorts of things. But the thing where they had to distance themselves is obviously for liability reasons. I know that she put out, and the speculation was, well, just like anybody else, she's not getting paid. She wanted to get paid. She gave them this big bill, and they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And she said no. The statement she had made about the pay was showing that absolutely she's not with this. And if they don't think that she's met with them, I mean, they're kind of ridiculous. That's kind of ridiculous.
Right.
She's still General Flynn's attorney. And there was that very interesting picture of General Flynn with Rudy Giuliani and what's the blonde lawyer? Is it
not Jennifer? What is it? Yeah, I know who you're
talking
about. Yeah.
So, and that was the night before they had filed some of the lawsuits, but Flynn was there. My feeling is that Sidney Powell was also there, and I think that just once, because all they're having to do, all the Trump team cares about is finding this thing unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
That votes were not counted for them. That and this is only avenue for victory, and it's still very, very slim. And I know if Jordan's here, he'll go and punch me in the side of the head. But most of it,
Jordan has been on the highly positive side.
Yeah,
he's very optimistic,
very optimistic,
out of this world where he's just like, it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time.
But I'm kind of the mindset like that dog that grew up his whole life that got kicked every time somebody walks by. And now, if I don't get kicked, that's a good day.
That's a good day. Well, I think a lot of Republicans feel the same way.
Well, I think that at some point, just like with Jordan, and we'll show some stuff and feed into it a little bit. We're not, but everybody, I think, has to get to it in their own way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all know, what Trump has a little bit of an ego.
Who?
I think that he's got to get to the point of acceptance because here's the deal: it's not giving up, and I understand the ramifications of it, but what they have to do, they can still trust the legal process, understanding that even if Biden takes office, the amount of wins that we had, because they're not through counting yet, and we're still picking up Republican seats.
No, and they're still, and that's what the thing. It comes down to some those Senate seats in Georgia, which I'm seeing where there's a few celebrities out on the West Coast throwing their support that way, throwing a lot of money into it. So we'll see. There's going to be a lot of money spent on that.
So people just need to understand that they're not going to show evidence. Nobody would show evidence, which is they were kind of painting it to a corner on that one. It didn't even make sense. Also, this is a civil matter, but people tend, we talked about this before when I was in that jury pool and sat there for 30 or 40 minutes.
Right.
Just to explain the difference between civil and criminal, where it's the preponderance of the evidence, not beyond a reasonable doubt. So everything that they are showing is evidence.
Yeah, I just got to be 51%.
All I have, it's putting it on the scales. All you have to do is have more evidence than the defense. And if you have noticed, Biden team hadn't really put up a defense, which
Well,
does beg the question. The Biden team, they're not helping.
Well, no, because
They put up no defense.
Well, I like the question that somebody said was like, all right, well, show us your evidence that this was an unfair, fraudulent election. And then somebody said, all right, well, show me your evidence it was. It was, fair and not. And they went, well, I don't have any evidence.
It's hard to prove a negative, but
Right.
But if I was a lawyer, again, handling it in two different ways: civil, explaining the fact, because what they do know, and they can be made fun of as much as they want.
Yeah.
But lawyers get it, and the judges get it, and undoubtedly the Supreme Court is taking it serious, knowing that they're going to hear it because they've already assigned districts for the circuits for the Supreme Court justices. And ironically enough, all the swing states got
to the
ACB, got
Kavanaugh.
ACB,
Kavanaugh,
Clarence
Alito.
Thomas, and Alito.
Yeah.
And Pennsylvania, I think Pennsylvania may be on Alito's bad list.
After defying the order,
I think
sure.
what will happen is there may not be enough, because they're not going to want to get into the point of overturning the election and make it the Supreme Court picked them. And also, a lot of people are misled that the Supreme Court picked Bush over Gore.
Right.
And that did not occur. They just made them stop.
Let's
They just made them stop
Let's
counting.
see what Robbie says. At least the Supreme Court is the way it is, and the Senate. I think Republicans will win the House in 2 years because Democrats will do such a horrible job.
Yeah.
Which leads me to
Right.
my follow-up
That's the red
question here.
wave.
And I want, all right, so Biden transitioning now, and he's making all sorts of appointees and releasing some lists of folks, and it really is just the same names that we saw from 2008 to 2016. I mean, it's an Obama 2.0 type list. Just maybe you have, playing musical chairs and changing around things. And here's my question to Romy and you.
Okay.
Is if it's the same people, same policy, same actions, that whole 8 years of that gave birth to the Donald Trump MAGA movement.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen again after the same folks are implementing the same policies again?
I think our biggest risk is right now I feel like the biggest conspiracy that you can believe is that. Oh, you got a camera on me, son?
Yeah, get that camera
Dude,
on him. He's
I want
talking,
people to
son.
see me talk. I think the biggest conspiracy today that you can believe is that it was a 100% legit election and that there was no tampering, nothing, no funny business going on, and Biden won. I think that is the craziest thing you can believe. But I think there's so many people that believe that it was otherwise, that Trump should have won, and they essentially stole the election. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good chance of making people feel disenfranchised with the way we run the country, the way we vote.
Yeah, I mean, it undermines the integrity of the election.
Yeah, that's the main thing everybody's got to clear up is just if there's fraud out there, you got to expose it so we can get it out of the way. Even if it's not enough to turn an election, you have to have faith restored in the process.
And if they don't, and again, I don't want anybody mad at me, but it's just common sense. At some point, you have to also understand that the Democrats know this as well, because there's plenty of evidence that they griped about it the entire time too when it went the other way. But I think that the Sidney Powell thing, she had to separate herself because she's already explained it once. Mm-hmm. Her lawsuit is going to be a civil matter she's suing directly the software companies. Mm-hmm. And that's where all the private server comes in and blah, 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 blah. That is not where the separation occurred is twofold. Number one, just like Dana Perino said, and the people really gave her heck about it, but she is right in that they could all be sued for slander if this does not pan out.
Yeah.
The thing about it is just like Lynn Wood said, I know defamation is my friend. If she's sued for defamation or for slander, the thing that she's almost welcoming it. And the reason why, and why would you want to welcome a lawsuit for slander?
Right.
Why would you want to? Because you get discovery. They now have to prove that they didn't.
Yeah.
Because she throws out allegations. Maybe the court does not rule in her favor because that's not a Supreme Court issue. That would be by probably federal court. And if they kick it out, they're going to immediately turn around and try to sue her. And then that's when everything comes out because they have to then prove that they had nothing to do with it whatsoever. And with the leadership, everybody has to understand too, even if Trump loses the election, I'm starting to come to the mind of Jordan. He's not going to concede. But people can't beat him up for that because Hillary Clinton still has not conceded. Right. Okay.
Well,
here's
my follow-up.
But that's just well, and I don't want to interrupt that, but we understand that concession is just decorum.
You're right.
That has
nothing's been
nothing
decorum over the last 4 years. Period.
Exactly.
With
So
how everybody's act, but going along with the last 4 years, let me ask you this, and let me ask the folks out there. The other day,
oh man,
It's for you, son.
the other day on a talk radio program that
Guatemala.
there was a fellow that called into this show, and he said, he was crying. He was crying on the phone saying
What show?
It was Rush Limbaugh.
Okay. I knew who you were going to say anyway.
Well, the guy was crying on the phone. He said he's so disheartened with what's happening in this country, and that the guy that had the chance to turn it all around, Trump, what they're doing to him, and he said he's willing to die for Trump. And so, MSNBC and CNN, they took that, and I've seen the clips of it. They say that Trump and the MAGA movement is pretty much essentially a cult.
Yeah.
And so I was going to get your reactions to some of that and the folks out there, because I think, if you look at the numbers, 74-ish about million votes for Trump, that kind of defeats the cult aspect of it. But
that's a big cult.
But
Benny Hinn would have done a lot. I mean, could you?
Benny Chicken.
But Jim Jones would have made a killing.
Oh my gosh! But anyway,
well, so to speak.
But the thing
Bad
is,
pun. Sorry.
Can you imagine how much Kool-Aid they go through?
Well, my God, they'd had to bring it in with bombers.
they would have to bring it in vans in the middle of the night with ballots. But anyway.
There is irregularities.
Right.
No doubt about it.
No doubt. But, I think that's a very common sense or a common sentiment among media and people who lean left or voted for Biden is that they look at Trump voters like, you're just brainwashed part of this cult. Man.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead. Ask it.
All right. So we had a pipe burst and they had to stop counting votes. Was that Georgia?
That was in Fulton County, Georgia.
Fulton County, Georgia.
We were live on it.
Well, the maintenance man, we were live when that happened. The maintenance man of that building, there's an email. Apparently, I hadn't seen it, but I've heard about it, that some news organization tracked down, said the maintenance guy said, we can have it fixed in an hour. It shouldn't cause any problem with anything that y'all are doing.
Oh, so, okay. So last I heard, they did not have any kind of billing. They didn't have any kind of record of anything being done.
That's Chase Gupta.
Uncanny.
That hair, you got that? Y'all both doing that Corona hair.
Yeah, the Corona hair. It's catching on.
Slightly better looking.
Well, I think he's just trying to look like a common folk.
Yeah.
Even though he makes millions of dollars, I am the common folk because I make tens of dollars. So
I'm what's called.
This is real hair.
You can actually Google.
Those people are new poor. I'm what's called old poor.
I'm old school poor, baby. But
back in the day,
you're saying about the maintenance up there. So
so the last reports that I heard, there was no records of any maintenance, any contractor, any parts, anything that turned up to just almost like a false report that a pipe bursted.
Well, it makes a lot of sense.
And then fast forward, you don't hear about that no more, and that's to me, you would think something like that would have some kind of paper trail.
Right. Well, that's where
Of at least, if I fixed it myself, I can show you a Home Depot receipt where I got a new valve or something.
Yeah, we just went up there and flipped the lid in that toilet tank, and it closed right up.
Have y'all ever done any kind of plumbing in your house? Like your own, like you do your own?
I've had to unstop a ton of toilets.
So I replaced it.
Does using a plunger count?
A ton of toilets.
So I was remodeling a bathroom.
A lot
one
of
time
hair back there.
Whenever I was still working for Entergy, so I only had moments of free time that were very fleeting.
Yeah.
This was like 9 p.m. on a Sunday night. I turned the valve off to take the toilet out so I could put in a new toilet.
Yeah.
I turned the valve off. The pipe breaks right behind the valve. Full speed ahead. Water just spraying into my bathtub. It's 9 p.m. on a Sunday. There's no places that are open.
No.
I had to go to Walmart and look for things that I could stop this pipe up with.
You got to cap it off somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found something that would work at Walmart at 10:30 p.m.
What'd you get? Like an old?
I don't even remember. I think I got one of those brass. I think
like an old valve.
Yeah.
Just to kind of.
Yeah, I think I cranked down on it, got a bunch of rubber. It was not right, but I got it to stop.
It stopped.
Yes. So I spent probably $50 on unnecessary things to stop a water leak. Mm-hmm. You would think that these people would have something of that effect.
You'd think so.
Well, that's the thing.
I just don't think it. I mean, it's.
Hashtag there's no coincidences.
Well, the deal is, all right, everybody, you dipped out. You're the last one. You kind of hung in there. Me and Jordan were doing it because Jordan, usually he's the first one to like, yeah, I'm done with this podcast. He slings his headset.
He was on
he
it.
Was
he was still in it, seeing every last report coming in.
He was more into it in the local political scene.
Yeah, but if
like,
but
the
if you
dog catchers.
But if you get an opportunity, and you only have to watch about the last 45 minutes of our podcast of the election night live stream, what occurred that night, we saw it firsthand. Now, Emily brought it out about Virginia. So we started looking in, it's like, okay, something's wrong with Virginia. We left, okay.
Yeah.
Then suddenly Arizona, like the polls are still open. Why are they doing this? And we started seeing we saw the irregularities real time. But what chapped our rear end is like, okay, it froze. Nothing was updating. They stopped.
They just stopped.
Then y'all went home.
Yeah.
Me and Jordan stayed, and we were just kind of talking about it, speculating, and suddenly he said, hey, I think this just moved. And we looked, and sure enough, we saw 138,000 votes come in for Biden in Wisconsin.
In real time.
In Michigan.
Yeah, in real
time. And the oddity, though, that what I cannot wrap my head around, that they were legal ballots.
No,
what
was the excuse that they stopped, though? Did you hear?
There was no excuse. They were going home because
they were going home because they were
not going to count until the next morning, which does not happen.
Hold on. They went home because they were tired and then started counting again at 3:30 a.m.
Got them Red Bulls, son.
What's up with that?
Ain't you ever heard of that Kraken?
It was it was about 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we saw the votes turn, but what baffled me, and I was like, okay, so they're doing some absentees, and they just might have got a bunch of Bidens, and Trump still come in his second, which was just being naive.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong, but that is not what concerned me. That concerned me, but his his lead was so massive. 700,000. Trump was at 700,000 votes.
Yeah, and it just
at the end of election day. So if we actually did it like we used to do and counted just election day, he won in a landslide. So the oddity about it was there were 78% reporting, and it didn't move for 2 hours.
Right.
Those votes dropped, and guess what the percentage reporting was? 74. Now, I'm no math major or no mathematician. Somebody out there figure that one out for me.
Science,
votes
bro.
came.
These math
votes came in.
They've
and
had
the percentage went
they've
down.
They've had statisticians and mathematics.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, mathematic folks, scientists.
Dude from MIT.
Yeah, dude from. They said these numbers are just redonk.
Yeah.
Totally redonk.
Well,
'Cause that's how they
the
talk
problem
at
with
MIT.
the problem with the all the MIT people talk like that. So the problem with the again, this is not proof of fraud. It's irregularities which happen but it's widespread because of a mail-in ballot. Nothing would if there would have not been mail-in ballots. We wouldn't be talking about
Well,
this.
are you?
But the issue is the ratio.
Well, are you
That's the
believing what
problem.
Sidney Powell said that the vote for Trump was just so high it threw this weird algorithm off? If you're talking about the software because of lawsuits and now, if you're going by what she says,
If Ameriprise is not listening, if my my here
Allegedly.
I
it's Common Core
I
math.
want
apparently,
to believe.
from what Don said.
Listen, I do believe Sidney Powell in this instance of what. Okay, what does she have to gain? Because if she loses, she will never work again.
From what I
And
hear, she
she's-
has
No,
a
it's
pretty
like so.
stellar reputation already.
Yeah. I mean,
and
and
if
the reason-
all this is thrown out and go like, oh, none of this is true.
Well, if
it's
she
over for her.
it's over for her, and she will then be sued. Okay, and so again, imagine that she's putting this out there. And now everybody understand that now Sidney Powell's this toxic thing.
Yeah.
But a couple of months ago, she was it for Tucker Carlson.
Well, she had
and for
she
all
wrote
of them
that book about it.
right in
a lot of
2014.
things. Yeah.
And there's a reason why she left. Being a federal prosecutor, she changed to a defense.
Yeah, Donald, you're gonna have to catch me up on that. It looked like we were lagging a little bit. You guys have been blocked by the NSA. Maybe so. Maybe
Yeah,
so.
maybe. Yeah, we're trying.
If you can still,
As much that's
We're still
kind of
getting through
an
this
accomplishment because it's very easy to get blocked by the FBI.
well, I
CIA.
want to continue this.
Go ahead. Yeah,
But
there's so much about Sidney Powell.
Exactly. That's why I want to pause right here and give a huge
Good
shout
luck.
out. Let me see if it works.
Good luck. If not, I'll try something. Boom. There's next.
Hold on. Yeah, there we go. All right. Look at that. We want to give a major shout out to hit that music. All right, Britt and Courtney McHenry at Ray and Associates, because if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Magnolia or the surrounding area, and you're in search of some rental property, then Britt and Courtney McHenry can certainly help. They offer free comparative market analysis and can determine the value of your property and help you find the perfect buyer. They also work with rental property owners and can help you find rental property. Plus, they offer very valuable advice. Good friends of ours, professional, courteous, sincere. Aww. Your local heroes right there, coaches, everything.
I forgot to show you that.
I heard that. And they sincerely want to help you find a place that's right for you. 870-234-1644 is how you can reach them and let them know how they can help you. Also, real quick, if you go to our Patreon page, you can learn how to become a Small Town Famous sponsor. That's www.patreon.com/smalltownfamous. You can peddle your wares, whatever. If you got a product or a service that you want us to help promote,
Right.
then by golly, we will promote it. And we'll write the ad. We'll do whatever.
We're good at writing ads.
Yeah, it can be for absolutely nothing. You can just
If you
say,
can write,
hey,
if you can write freestyles.
hey,
we'll do it.
we'll do whatever. It's fine. Just go to Patreon and check all that out right there.
Yeah.
Going back to all this election talk, we're about to be finished with it anyway. But 2024, what are you looking forward to? I mean, I'm here. I'm
2024?
2024. I'm hearing names like Tucker Carlson. Donald Trump's already, he's already got a ton of support behind that, saying run again, but he'll be 78 years old.
Yeah, he won't run. When if he doesn't somehow catch a Hail Mary on this one,
yeah,
he's done.
So he's done.
Why
And-
walk away? He'll
Right.
be on to a new business venture.
Right. Or you got Marco Rubio's name's been thrown out there. Tom Cotton's name been thrown out.
Matt Gaetz.
Nikki Haley, Christy Noam.
Matt Gaetz.
Any other name that you can come or come up with? Or
Matt Gaetz. Tom Cotton.
We heard
You said Matt Gaetz.
yeah, Matt. Yeah. Any other names you've heard?
Dan Crenshaw.
I heard Dan Crenshaw.
Right.
I think
But
he would be
Dan
a good one.
Crenshaw has taken a step back.
About the pulling out from
Yeah,
pulling
that
some of the
upset
troops
some
back.
people about pulling the troops back.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
a little disappointed in Dan about that. So, but
Ted
anyways.
Cruz, Marco Rubio. Yeah, those are more names that you hear, but I think it's wide open. I think everybody's going to be kind of wanting finally to have that first female president. If Kamala's not inaugurated in January or something, if Biden steps back or they pull him out there 25th Amendment style, put her in there, I think people are going to really be aching for a female president. And right now, Kristi Noem is making a name for herself, defying all of the calls to the order. That's a good point. Donald says Pence, ?
I just think he would.
I don't know.
I don't think he would work as good. He's very presidential.
Oh, God.
For sure. I just don't think that. I honestly believe the next president will absolutely be a millennial.
But here's a theory, and that goes along with my theory here, is that Trump was someone who was able to upset the establishment.
Yep.
And he had a name for himself already. Didn't need anybody else's money.
Donald Trump is your president.
Played the media, even though they hated him. Was unapologetically himself.
Yeah.
And normally you can't get elected without playing a little bit of ball, utilizing the fundraising, the ring kissing.
Oh, Don Bongino. He's going to run.
And then
Matthew McConaughey in Texas.
Right, hey, that's Governor Hal. Right, all right. Speaking of that, he's got a great book. It's really good. By the way,
listen to some of that.
But you slowly become an insider because you have to play ball with all these guys.
Yeah.
You have to do the fundraising.
You get up and
you got to utilize the money of the parties,
and then you get sucked into the swamp.
You get sucked in, and that's why how it was miraculous that Trump was able to do it. He already had that establishment there, and I was wondering who out there is the closest thing to Trump, maybe not politically, but in that aspect of already has a following, uses the media.
Joe Rogan
is popular, really well known. But the media kind of doesn't like him very much
Joe
at
Rogan.
times. But Joe Rogan would need to fundraise.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro.
He would need to fundraise. He's not going to be able to. And someone who's already expressed interest in politics.
Oh.
Who has their own money.
Who's that? Just say it.
Elon Musk.
He's not a born.
I know, but
African, wasn't he? South African.
Well,
Yeah, he's
hold on. Where's his parents from?
I don't have a clue.
Exactly.
Mars.
There's a
I think that's only the CIA knows.
only the CIA knows where Elon Musk is parents
Elon's
from.
too busy putting people on
Well,
planets.
you know what? That's the thing. is that Trump's all, but everybody's getting on the space bandwagon right now.
Oh, they told him there's because Trump said we're going to put somebody on the moon by 2024, and then they all like it's impossible. But apparently, China's fixing to do this in about 12 months.
Right.
So
So we need.
and if they don't think Trump didn't know that, I mean, I don't know
What's going to happen with the space? That's why it's going to be
Space Force.
Well,
I
that's
can
why it's
tell
going to
you,
have to be
Elon Musk
privately.
is going to be he's going to be all in that.
Yeah, and it's going to have to be a private company and stuff because I think once Biden and all that get in there, what they did with NASA while they were in office.
What's crazy to me with Elon Musk is like Bill Gates says he's going to force everybody to take a vaccine, and everybody says, "Oh no, it's going to put a microchip in me. You're going to track me." Elon Musk openly says,
He said,
"I want to put a chip in your brain," and everybody's like, "Dude, that'd be so cool. That would be so cool."
But you understand did you listen to his reasons for doing it? He doesn't agree with it. So he was asked, why are you building a actual brain?
Yeah,
A virtual brain. He said, so that I can show everybody how dangerous it is. And so he actually he's smart enough to do it.
He's really against a lot of the AI stuff.
He's against it, but he wants to show people that it can be done, to show what it's capable of. And I guess he has the back door through it. But to me, that opens up. If you're worried about what it can do, then that's not one of those things where you can say, "Oops, thought it might could do that. I didn't know it would go that far." And then suddenly we're
this is right.
I can't help but say,
in
yo,
the
dog,
Terminator.
have you ever heard of Terminator?
That's what I was just going to say. Terminator, dude.
Skynet. Here it goes.
There's I don't know, man.
Well,
It's the weirdest thing. We got Space Force, Operation Warp Speed.
Oh man,
it's like
it's okay.
Are we fixing to see Star Trek,
Dude?
I mean,
well, that's the thing. There's been a reinvigorated, just youthful wander of space now. I mean, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's obsessed with it. There's been 2 launches in the last 6-8 months.
Right.
And everybody's on board with it. Everybody loves talking about space, except a few. Rogen? Not Rogan. Seth, the actor.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Meyer.
No.
Seth.
Terrible actor. But he hates space.
Seth Rogen.
And he was talking about some of that. Maybe so.
His name is Seth Rogen. The stoner dude.
Yeah.
That's Seth Rogen.
Damn it, dude. But anyway, it's been lagging for a while. This wander into space.
Openly Canadian.
And so
That's the problem.
we've never really talked about this on this show, but I was going to pose the question since we're talking about space.
Biden's
and I was looking
space.
at
So is Kevin.
and Ty and I were actually talking about space the other day, and we were Googling and
Lord.
looking up like black holes and the size of these things, and like it's truly incredible. Which
Yeah,
they could be
yeah.
all be lying to you because they may not.
Yeah, there are.
I
I mean, Earth's pretty flat, dude.
yeah, it's pretty flat, but you wonder where those black holes end up going.
Nowhere.
Here's the thing: space is so vast. Black holes exist. There's tons of other galaxies, similar structures to Earth. But my question to Romy is, dimension-wise, do you think there's potential that there's more than one?
Yes, 100%.
For sure.
For sure.
Because there was that MIT scientist that said there's a 50-50 chance, which seems kind of the easy thing to say.
It either is or it isn't.
No.
So, all right, what do you really think about it?
I mean, yeah, I think there's at least, 1 or 2 other dimensions, but I mean, you would think that if there was multiple dimensions, then there's probably infinite dimensions. I don't know.
That's a fair point there. Alan, this is something.
So you run into the thought of like deja vu, like everybody that I know of has experienced deja vu at some point. So there's theories. So there's theories that whenever you hit deja vu, you did the same thing at the same time with another version of yourself.
Right. Well, there was also the scientist down in Antarctica that said they were doing some studying there and found evidence of a potential dimensional type thing. Alan has been eerily quiet on this because I think he feels the same way I kind of do about it. It's just that it's so there's no way all this. But give it a little bit of thought.
Yeah. So what
Do you think there's actually a chance that there's dimensions other than our own little one that we got going here?
I'm 100% positive.
All right.
Like spiritually, there's this.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that the thing is obvious. We're all right.
Look, we've never really talked about it, and I didn't think I liked this topic. But it's really interesting to me for some reason.
Well, what you have to really the reason why we struggle with it so much is because here's the thing. When you get into a different did somebody say something about it?
See, Donald said, I think this is my first time around. Yeah, first. We'll wait till your second.
Yeah. So
And come back here and comment again on that.
The issue surrounding all that is you have to understand that there's a veil that absolutely that can be pierced. And again, I'm a believer in Jesus, and I know that there's a spiritual world, and that's what I believe in with faith, 100%. And the things that you're seeing are absolutely, they're awe-inspiring, and you can see galaxies and you can see all these things. But imagine, and how far out it is. And then there's things past that. So we have an infinite universe. Mm-hmm. So eventually you do have to step outside of it because there has to be
something that is outside space and
that's
time.
Right. You have to have something outside space and time, and that's where the issue lies. Because what people cannot wrap their minds around is a concept of no time. So when you get outside of this reality here, which we think is reality, if you really believe in another dimension, where there is no space-time, where God exists and he is timeless.
Talking about an alternative?
No, not alternative dimension, where God is, because obviously, if you believe he's the beginning and the end, he's the Alpha and Omega, which means he's eternal. He knows the beginning from right. So, and what people do, they try their best to explain an infinite God. So if you look at infinity, or people say forever, or they say everlasting, try to explain the concept of no time, because he said that at the end, when he rules and reigns after the 1,000-year millennial reign, all this happens, and he brings down a new heaven and new earth. What he said, and there will be no more time. So at the beginning, there was time. Now, some of you out there may believe there's some kind of Big Bang and things like that. We can debate that anytime you want to.
Well,
but the issue of
Rebecca's mind's blown right now.
Well, here's the deal.
Hear that, or she's mad.
Well, with the beginning, the thing is with the beginning,
we can get intellectual here.
Well, when you have a set beginning, and even atheists and things like that say there was a point in time where it all started. Mm-hmm. Right? We just have a better explanation, and that's Occam's razor. The simplest explanation tends to be the right explanation. So God created heaven and earth because even just the initial start, if you believe in a Big Bang, that matter is created out of nothing, which is totally blown. You had Stephen Hawking that actually proved that God did create the universe,
because it had to be
and then spent the rest of his life trying to debunk that theory, right? Because it scared us about, because it's hard for them to wrap their minds around it. But I will challenge anyone to try to explain infinity without using an adjective that has to do with time,
right?
Because we cannot.
That's the scientific way. The philosophical way is explain morals. Well, can't really.
I tell you what blows my mind is it's easy to think that something always goes this way, but it blows my mind to think that something never had a beginning, like it always was. And it's like, okay, right. that's one of those few.
Well, that's exactly what Rebecca just said.
Well, that's what blows everybody's mind. But again, when time started, y'all have to understand, to me, also that God trying to understand his mind is impossible, number one. But when you understand that there is a uncreated creator, okay, and he's outside of time, then things, if you try not to put a clock on it, or that it's been a very long time, or bazillion years, that is a concept of time. Well, if you truly existed outside of time,
then it's timeless.
Then that's right. And what is happening right now is the same as happened.
Right. And that's why it's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Exactly.
And so
that's why I know it's the beginning from the end and things of that nature.
To dumb it down is that science has already proven that there was a start to space, time, and matter. It all had a beginning. It all had a creation to it. It's already been proven. It's already, and that's what you were talking about, Stephen Hawking, when he's talking about the universe expanding, and they traced it back to this, finite point, this little point here. So it's not hard to think that let's just throw out if there was a creation to it. Is it really that hard if there's a start to something, or a start to space, time, or matter, right at that moment, that there's something just on the other side of that kind of kicked it all off, that's outside of it? It's really,
and that's the thing, and that would have to be
that would be God
of it.
Exactly,
and that would be God that's outside of time, and so who proved it, who said he could step in at time. Everything he did actually set up our construct.
Well, I just thought it was a fascinating concept, because I hear people talking about dimension stuff, and I go, nah, there's no way, and then I go, well, hold on. So the challenge has been laid down. You heard it here.
And that's why I think aliens.
And that's why we want to, before we go to a brand new segment.
Oh, crap.
Ooh la la.
Before we go to a brand new segment, we want to give a huge shout out to one of our. Hold on.
We already had this one, son.
I'm about to bring it up. I was trying to hit the last screen. Hold on.
Rookie move.
All right, go to Billy. Where's Billy Bland?
Wait, we already did that one too.
No, it's my e-cam's not working. Go to Billy Bland real quick.
It hurts, don't it?
Yeah, it does. Billy Bland. if you don't mind.
But Billy Bland
Bland.
Fishery.
Oh, hold on. Don't kill it yet.
That is not supposed to be happening.
All right, so we go to Billy Bland Fishery. Let me go ahead and just tell you a little bit about them because we have music.
Yeah.
And now,
This show has been so technically
We got this. I tell you, we're going
hold
to set
on.
this up. We're not doing all. Yeah.
Billy Bland, if you can bring it up because we want them to see their logo. If you enjoy fishing or you're looking to stock your pond or you have a tank at home or the office, then we hope you try the best name in the fish game. That's Billy Bland
You gotta-
Fishery.
no, you
Why
gotta-
is it so small? All right, this
Because they got missed, man.
it's called. It's Billy Bland Fishery. They have all the sport fish you can imagine, from goldfish, minnows, catfish, koi, bass, crappie. They have a variety of tropical fish as well.
We got so many overlays.
The best part. The best part is they'll ship right to you. You can check out billyblandfishery.com or they have a number 870-694-4811. Great folks, great family business that can help you, Billy Bland, where the name is Bland and the fish are not. And again, if you want to see your ad, your business, your personal ad right here on this screen and let me talk about it, then you can go to our Patreon page, learn how you become a small town famous sponsor. Look at that. All right, so we're gonna bring up.
Is that Mark Girl back?
We're gonna bring
That's
up
what's
a brand new segment here. Those are marked. And there's your script. Perfect. All right,
love
so
it, dude.
let's bring it back.
That's right.
Let's bring it back. Camera one here.
Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2.
What we have is Alan. Go ahead and describe the segment, if you don't mind.
Dude, you made it up. That is not my music.
No.
What I?
All right. Well, you play the music, and we'll go from there.
Let's try that.
Whoa.
I like it.
All right, this is something else we wanted to show just how good Alan was. We talked about other dimensions. We talked about science. We talked about all this stuff.
I love that.
But only very few people can see into the future. And Alan just happens to
have a knack for it.
Yeah, he possesses this innate ability. So go ahead and describe
I do
it.
tend to make.
Are you really
predictions.
Middle Eastern?
Yes, I pass for it all the time. It depends on what country. If I'm in Mexico, barely make it in. That time I went to Syria, they tried to throw me on a boat and go with them because I look like I could paddle fast. And it's hard for me to. I remember being on a cruise ship one time, and these girls kept chasing me around, and she was asking me, "You ain't black?" I'm like, well, wow,
Right.
That was the first one I
All
heard.
right, so explain to the folks out there what you're about to do.
I want to know. I really miss Johnny Carson. Now, Johnny Carson was. He was. I just remember trying to stay up late and try to watch old Johnny and stuff. And one of my favorite things was Karnak.
Yeah.
And there's not good clean comedy like Karnak anymore. And I thought that I was going to bring it back in the spirit of Johnny. And I actually found I was better at it. But because I can make real predictions. His were pretty lame after I read back and I grew up. So, does anyone remember? It's actually the great AhLan. Mean Gene. So, but no, I appreciate that.
What are you thinking?
So the thing, I'm thinking
That is all over the
I
place.
think I need a blowout. Somebody called Nancy.
You got it.
So-
you need to, all right. So,
What I think needs to. I feel like I'm wearing a bowl of Jello on my head.
all right.
But so anyway, so if if you know what Karnak is, who Karnak was, and the person I believe would probably be Gene Morrison, and that'd be it, because everybody else is so
Yeah, I
young.
have no clue what you're talking
But
about.
well, Johnny Carson used to, and this character called Karnak, and I'm the great AhLan. He would be able to tell the answer to the question that was inside the envelope without ever reading it.
Yeah, it was impressive. Or
And-
if there's a certain phrase or word or any, really could be anything.
Yeah.
He can hold. He was able to hold the envelope up to his head.
Yep.
Give you the answer, and then the question was read afterwards.
And
It
with
was
this
really impressive.
melon I had, this melon here, I'm ready.
All right, so
And I've practiced.
he's not seen any of this.
I would no.
He's not seen any of this because
And I've
That
only
would
been
be
practicing
cheating.
for a couple of
Exactly.
weeks. I tend to make political predictions and economic predictions, most of which come true. Yeah, I know.
see these
you know,
these aren't even see through. You can't even see through some of this.
But
Leah
Chase,
Money Nolte.
so if I'm off on this, it's Chase's fault because he said, "Dude, you really can't predict things."
I think he can, and
So
I'm going to
let's
give
see.
him the shot. And these are sealed. These are sealed. They are not open at all. So I'm going to hand you an envelope.
I could have.
All right, little bit of music for this. I'm going to hand you an envelope. Hold it up to your head or whatever, and then you tell us what you're thinking. Here we go. And
I'm ready.
you can hand it back to me,
All right.
and I'll rip it open and I'll read the answer. How about that?
Let's try it.
Okay.
Dude, you got a big head.
Stories men tell their wives. LSU's defense. Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay. Okay. Bonnie and Clyde.
I know the answer to this one.
LSU's defense.
Hashtag.
And
full of
stories
holes.
men tell their wives.
It is full of holes. Give him that.
Good job.
Full of holes. Perfect. All right. Let's see if Romy's pretty good already. So this is already getting good. We got two. Give him a hat for God's sake. All right.
The LSU defense is what set it off.
That's
That was the nail in the coffin. for
second
me.
envelope. Let's hold it up. Second envelope.
COVID cases. Froze checkbook. What girls give chase. What girls give chase.
Yeah.
what
I guess they're talking about me there. All right. So, could you repeat that, please? Real quick.
COVID cases, froze checkbook, and what girls give chase.
Let's see what the answer is. Fake numbers. He's good.
I am good. I didn't say it would be funny.
It stings because it's true.
COVID cases? Are you kidding?
Let's see.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to this.
I'm on a roll, I would say.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Do you listen to this music when you lay down at night?
I listened to exactly this. This is my this is my Swami
Hours
jam.
at a
This is
time.
my Swami jam.
Hours at a time.
I burn incense and I sit in the bathtub.
All right. Here we go.
This is harder than it looks. Shakespearean actors.
Shakespearean actors.
I'm saying trigonometry.
Okay.
A night out with Hunter Biden.
Okay. So we got Shakespearean actors. What else did you say? Trigonometry. A night out with
And
Hunter
a
Biden.
night out with Hunter Biden.
Okay. Lots of lines. That's not bad.
Well,
That's pretty good.
that's what I saw.
What else do you see?
After a night out with Hunter Biden. It's last I seen it was on a laptop.
There's only one more envelope after this. We need the lottery numbers.
A looted jewelry store.
Looted jewelry store.
Looted jewelry store.
Okay, looted jewelry store.
That's hot news. Gosh. Fox News shows. This is explosive. Fox News shows looted jewelry stores.
Okay.
I've got to know.
He's on it.
Am I correct?
You are correct because it says no watches. So.
I knew it.
You see what my wife posted?
I feel like I'm watching a sorry movie from Jerome's childhood. Too much. All right, this is the last one. We'll not hype this one up, but go ahead for goodness
I've seen
sakes.
some of Romy's movies.
Let's
from his childhood. Do not Google it.
last one, and we'll see what happens here. So far, he's 4 for 4.
I've got to get a new micro SD card. Okay. That one was for free.
Okay.
Shh. Quiet, boy. The Department of Transportation. Google Maps. My accent's starting to change.
Irish.
I'm fuzzy. Google Maps. Department of Transportation. I've got those two clearly. Hollywood celebrities. Hollywood celebrities.
Okay, Hollywood celebrities.
Hollywood celebrities. Google Maps
Google
and
Maps.
Department of Transportation.
Okay, let's see if what the answer is. Specialize in trafficking. That's that's pretty good. That is all right.
Stings because it's true.
Okay, all right.
That was the late night laugh track that they need.
Let's see
All right,
let's see what poor Sap gets to sponsor that video.
Let's do it.
We got pull up
I'm going to keep wearing this.
Miller
Testicle sack on
custom
my head.
name logs and chainsaw carvings
I
because
will try. What did you do with my sponsors?
they're on there.
Billy Beneficiary Billy.
Yeah,
Wait.
we got Billy Bennett. Let's go to
Yeah, how about
not my
let's do
fault.
this?
Let's throw out-
How about let's throw on Miller
custom name logs. Okay, because you know what would look great outside your home or your business? A custom name log sign from Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Our buddy Seth can take a chainsaw and make some of the most impressive things. Not only does he make name log signs, which Alan has in his yard right this moment, he also makes all sorts of lifelike sculptures, benches, and makes mantles too. You can see what all he can do at millerlogs.com and like his Facebook page, Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Call him at 573-856, or no, that's a whole new number. I guess he changed it, 573-727-4470, or you can just stop by on him because he's located right there off Highway 34 between Piedmont and Patterson, Missouri.
Or shoot him in an email.
All right.
Man, all right, so COVID Thanksgiving is coming up. Are
No,
you
you can't
excited about any of that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I feel sorry for that 11th person. All I gotta say.
You got left out.
Don't get that turkey.
All right, so I like
I don't know. Everybody I know has had COVID, so we should be pretty
We
good.
should be all right.
I think we will be
bunch
at
of
herd
times.
immunity by the time that vaccine gets out.
Oh my
So
god!
probably
take
it's
no
gonna-
vaccine?
It's going to be the mark of the
I
beast.
did hear the point that was made that said, never mind that Oregon just legalized possession of all drugs ranging from heroin to meth. Have family over for Thanksgiving could cost you 30 days in jail. So
Ain't
that's
that something?
terrible.
Isn't that something?
I like
Yeah,
that
nobody-
picture. It says
how
one of
they
these
gonna enforce
things
that?
is illegal in Oregon is like cocaine in a straw. And talking about the straws are illegal.
Well, we actually
That's
have
funny.
We have the new restaurant logo
Oh,
up
let's-
there. And
which one?
It says crack on it.
We got
So,
Kraken.
yeah, we just got
So
that's a new
let's do this in there.
That's the new restaurant in in Oregon there. So I feel that's going to be a really good chain.
I think we've eaten there.
I mean, anyway, Thanksgiving restrictions, man. The police
Sign went out. That must be.
It's getting time. That's all right.
That's a rabbit.
But we, sheriffs across the nation after what Cuomo and Newsom and the Maryland
so
governor, it's just crazy right now because they said you can't have more than 10 people at don't have your family over. And then Cuomo said, I may have Thanksgiving with my mom, and then he went back on it. He said, nope. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to have family.
Did you see Newsom in that party and it wound up being 22 people? Right. And it was so loud that patrons were wanting them to leave. And then they started taking pictures. Honestly, not being conspiratorial, something's up. I mean, obviously. And here's the thing. Here's what you can know is when Californians get out and riot, I mean, when they get out and party in the street at a curfew, that means they're over it.
Yeah, they don't care.
And you don't want Californians to be over it because Democrats will not lose. They will not win another election
without
for 50 years.
Yeah.
New York is over it. You saw the new. Was it New Jersey? The store owner that kicked the cops out and the health inspector.
No, I did not.
He said this is private property. He said come back with a warrant, and they just said. And this cop reached down out of her holster and pulled out a cell phone, and it's like it was almost like that was even more of a joke. I mean, like how neutered are they? But that store owner kicked them out and said this is private property. He said I know people who have hurt themselves over what y'all have done. And I tell you, it's really hard for us to understand. To us, this all sounds crazy. But when you have a relative, and I know Romy's traveled to California, and when you've got relatives that live in their area, or if you got people that you know that travel in there, they have no idea what they would look at us like we're crazy. Like one of y'all could have Ebola. Or COVID, I'm sorry, same difference. But they have
Get out of 2012.
They have been locked down so much or so long under these restrictive governors. They're going to revoke. It's not going to take an election.
Well,
they're going to revoke. I'm going to tell you, those of y'all who feel like you should be locked down and all of this nonsense, take a look at Europe.
It was locked down and cases are right back up
number one, obviously it doesn't work. When the WHO, who is in China's pocket, says they don't work, they probably don't work. CDC says they don't work. Safest place for kids are at school. And then you have the conservatives that start rioting because Europe's going to try to lock down again. It's not a good idea.
The alcohol curfew is what's got me kind of tickled because they're like, oh, you can't restaurants. I think even here in Arkansas, 11 o'clock cut off of alcohol. No more alcohol sales because of COVID. And then you see, exactly.
I thought it defeated COVID.
That was here in Arkansas, but the other states are like
you're rocking that thing like a
4 o'clock,
like
5
Nickelback.
o'clock. Yeah.
I mean, we drinking past 11.
Right. So I guess it's just like, does it stop? I mean,
what happened? Back up your truck at 10:30. No, you're probably okay.
You can still be in the restaurant apparently. You just can't, no serving alcohol.
I order 55 drinks for the table, please. What are they
I believe the argument for that is typically there's more injuries and more admittance to emergency rooms if people are drinking past 11 p.m. because they are getting rough and rowdy.
Right.
And they're worried about hospitals being too full. But I think you would come out ahead by saying that instead of we are taking away your freedoms and your rights.
Right. You have this curfew at 5 o'clock in some states.
Like we're not
drink
going
alcohol
to
after noon.
Well, that's the deal. There is, and we have to be really careful as conservatives because more and more people are starting to say things that sound very unconstitutional when you think you're actually defending the Constitution. There is a federal and state those separations for a reason. We have to remember at one time
10th Amendment
we had to be proclaimed as the United States.
Yeah.
Because of the succession and all that kind of stuff. So we have to understand that states can do what they want to do, but There are federal rules that are guardrails for the Constitution. One is election laws that have to be done by the state legislatures,
Right.
which is how Donald Trump will win if he has one chance. It's going to be by the state legislatures, and don't want to open that can of worms again. And but we have to remember the easy answer is let's just federalize elections. No more mail-in ballots. You get an absentee ballot. It's the same in every state. But then you open up a can of worms because it's okay if you're in charge. When you're not in charge, you won't like it. So we have to make sure that states have that independence, and the feds or the federal government is there to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and it gets defended in the Supreme Court. And that's why what we was talking about, it's a two-pronged approach with what Trump's team is trying to do. That's why everything they're trying to do, shotgunning out all these lawsuits, all they want to do is get an entree to the Supreme Court so that they can make their constitutional argument. That's it.
Right.
And that's Trump's only chance. So, anyway, I don't know why I went there, but we just have to be really careful that we don't say, well, let's just ban all this, let's ban that, and let's ban this.
Well,
it's
that's
the same
the thing.
thing as, well, let's just wear masks. Let's just do this. Let's just have a
Exactly.
mandatory vaccine.
And things that aren't,
got to be careful.
And things, the 10th Amendment says things that aren't in federal control, it's kicked back down the states to determine for themselves. So,
That's exactly right.
You got to take
Thomas
up with
Jefferson
your state
fought-
legislators and your governor there, but it's
Yeah.
certainly disheartening when some
not
of
the
these
governor.
governors.
Not the governor.
Well, that's where Cuomo comes in. It's because he said, and I had a video queued up.
Recent Emmy winner.
Well, exactly. But I had no, we won't worry about the video. But I had a video queued up and all put together was that of Cuomo talking about how Thanksgiving is going to be canceled. No, don't move. It is law. It is law. But only he declared no state legislator passed anything. So
Right.
it gets into a little bit of a legal fight here.
And this is the thing too. If Trump concedes, which eventually he won't concede. If we got to understand, if Biden is the next president,
Right.
yeah, watch the markets and watch what they're doing. They're not too worried about it. You'll have the weakest House majority in 80 years,
Yeah.
and they're not even through yet. So this will be the weakest Congress, and the ones that won what was diehard blue, they should have won in the landslide, barely squeaking out their elections. They're coming to the people that are up; their heads are on the chopping block in 2022, and they're saying, "Drop the far left crap," because it almost cost me my election. And that's where, if they aren't able to prove all the irregularities, not enough to overturn, if the Supreme Court doesn't want to intervene, Sidney Powell and all that, they have other lawsuits that they're filing on their own, which holds them up for libel, which makes her more believable. But that's why she said that this thing was going, that with the information that she had, she could have the election overturned if she filed it in March. So she has something massive. So you got one of two things.
But she's been
we're gonna
playing
have
it
a
up
speech-
like we played up that segment.
Either you're going to have there's only two options here. Either
Yeah.
we're going to have a peaceful transition and it's going to be Biden,
Yeah.
and then we start working on election reform immediately, because he is going to get nothing done.
Has to.
You got to pay attention to what's going on in Georgia.
And he's got to play ball with the Senate the way it is, and
Yes.
the courts. He's
And-
got to abide by the Constitution
and
more.
And if it's him or Kamala Harris or whatever, they do know what's at stake in 2022.
Exactly.
And there's career
But-
politicians that are smarter than Joe Biden, who is a career politician, and definitely Kamala Harris. They're guiding towards 2022. And if they want to have any sense of a win, they've got to be more moderate.
Right.
And that's playing right into the Republican hands, and you're going to have a red wave, I would imagine, supermajority in the House and the Senate probably in 2022, setting you up for an election in 2024. The biggest thing being election fraud or
Right.
election reform. That's what you're going to hear more about.
Well,
the
that's all.
coronavirus.
That's all at the
I
federal
think.
level, and then you got your state legislatures and your
Could be
governor. Worried about some of the COVID restrictions, but it all boils down to
That's
your
a good
local officials and your local sheriffs
Yep.
that say that we're not enforcing this. So that's why local elections are just as important, if not more so,
Yep.
than just about anything.
Did you read
That is right, yeah, because it has to
that-
be enforced at a local level.
that every LA area
Sheriff?
said they will not enforce?
And I think New York was the same
Yeah.
way. Am I right on that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely.
I thought I'd heard that.
And again, that is those crazy things that when you have Trump got 10 million more votes than he did last time. So he broke Obama's record for popular vote. And then Biden swoops in with the skunking of it. And Biden it was such an enormous world record, or it'd be the largest vote in history.
Yeah.
That Obama didn't say, "Attaboy, good job, good job, good job,
Good job out there, old bean.
good job, B."
I can't believe you beat me.
But you're right, he's not really saying anything about that.
So here's a topic before we'll close up right after this. But here's a question that I had for you guys. Was that okay? Your state legislatures or your governor, they can say, all right, mask mandate or this mandate or that, and then local sheriffs can say, well, I'm not going to enforce that. I'm just not. We can't. We don't have the manpower, or we just don't. We find it unconstitutional. However, private businesses, say you go into Walmart and they say you got to have a mask to come in here. I know that they are lack on the enforcement of that because they can't really, I guess. But
I will fight you.
Well, there were some. It wasn't Ticketmaster, but other event planning platforms are saying that, and even companies, and I guess when concerts start kicking up and everything again, that a lot of these they're going to require a COVID vaccine to get into the event and stuff.
Yeah,
and
some airlines are talking about
exactly. And so that what do you do with the private companies, the private businesses that are forcing that? Because I think that we ignore the government all the time. We go, we're not going to do that. I got amendments. But a private company that you want to take part in, you want to go shop with, you want to go, that's a tough one.
Well, and you have a right not to shop at that store, and that's how people vote with their pocketbook. They vote with their pocketbook and they vote with their remote control.
Right.
And that kind of stuff drives everything. Donald Trump did get that. And people make fun of him about always talking about ratings, like it really mattered. I mean, you're the president of the United States. There's more stuff more important. Mm-hmm. No, he understands. He understands the media. But stuff like that, they're going to virtue signal for a while on things like that. And then they can't keep doing that and living in a state of fear because they have a vested interest in making the economy work. I really don't feel like J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs would give $1 billion to a campaign just so they could raise taxes to 60%. I believe that they were buying influence.
Well, Romy has made the statement that if he's required to get a vaccine, he will never go see Nickelback ever.
Ain't happening.
So I hate to hear that.
If that is a benefit to taking it, I'll be the first in line.
Wait, you have benefit to go see him? You'll get the vaccine?
Oh no, yeah. If that is your ticket, you can punch to never have to see him.
Sorry, I can't go.
I would not take it if Nickelback was giving the vaccine.
Well, I mean, that'd be the most rocking.
What if Nickelback came up with the vaccine? One of our Kamala Harris to take it then.
But it's something to think about, and I guess we'll find some more examples of that and discuss a little bit later. But
there's a lot to talk about
over
the next few little bit.
Exactly, but before we're going
to wrap. What do we have another spot?
We got actually. Yeah, we do.
Okay,
we got two, man.
I do
want your own daughter. Good God,
Lexi G.
Let's bring it. Yeah,
let's bring up Lexi G.
That would be a perfect time to bring her up.
G unit.
Let me get to the sponsors page
go right
real
ahead.
quick.
There we go.
And find Lexi.
And I guarantee you, next time we will maybe
I have no idea.
Have our technical side of things
is
more.
A lot. This is the craziest thing, dude.
But anywho, go follow Life with Lexi G on Instagram. She's a budding social media influencer. Also, Alan's daughter.
Yes, she is.
She's building a name for herself on social media, and she shares fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content, which helps her out and her young family.
Yep.
And so give her a follow. The Instagram at Life with Lexi G. If you like some of the products that she's promoting, then click on those links, ask her about it, comment in her bio, and get a little more information about some of the content that she's putting out there at Life with Lexi G. Thank you for sponsoring. And also...
But I would like to... I do want to say that she is... Next week, She's supposed to give me a time, a night and a time, and she's going to come up here, and we're going to do we're going to have actually a live concert. It's going to be an STF exclusive. I'm going to also try to connect her page to it. She's got a music page, and we'll go to YouTube, and we're going to start taking requests. We've already got some. And I hadn't made a post yet, but we're going to make a post. If you got a request for Lexi to sing, she's just for the fun of it, to drop traffic to her page and our page. A little bit of a
concert for you guys.
And just for the fun of it, she might be singing something she has never tried to sing before.
That's all
but
right.
she could just about sing the phone book. So throw in the comments when we make a post or send us a message, and I will let Lexi know. We'll find the music for it, but she wants to put on a little concert just for, if it's Christmas stuff, she'll definitely know it. So just want to throw that out there.
We also want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, regardless if you're in quarantine,
except for Gavin Newsom,
not traveling, or you're having a large crew over, because our last sponsor here knows there's nothing more important than family. Yes,
that could be anybody. Let me say which one.
Well, I'm saying Regional Hospice Care Group of Louisiana because
that'd be that.
Yeah. All they want to do is give the best care for our loved ones, and that's why, and that's what Regional Hospice Care Group of Louisiana offers. Is quality and compassionate care from a wonderful staff that's dedicated to families.
Aww.
With a family, oh man, with a full-time physician on staff that even makes house calls. You can give them a call at one of their 2 locations in both Minden and Shreveport, 318-382-9396 or 318-524-1046. And let Regional Hospice Care Group of Louisiana care for your family. And again, last time I'll mention this, go to Patreon and learn how you can be a sponsor of this show. We'll promote your products, your services, whatever you got. Or if you just want to have a little goofy ad that we can have fun with and work with, we do that too.
Yeah.
We really have no. We sell out pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
So
I'm gonna see if I can figure this out.
But thank you all for tuning in and listening to us. We hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving and with the family. And we hope Romy gets in Medea.
I'm gonna try.
Wait, your daughter actually?
Yes,
she's already got one.
Kennedy, she got a 3-point,
and you haven't got anything. So I've officially had more luck hunting when I took all the kids. And they were picking boogers and giggling and farting in the stand, and I saw 5 doe. Been by myself. I haven't seen a thing.
I didn't. I
I'm
slept
out
in
there
this morning.
bit, though.
Man, they're out. Yeah, they're out.
Yeah, it was just not great.
I don't know
where you're going. It just I think over here there's no hunting pressure. They have been cutting so much around. I think that I hadn't hunted much in the last couple of years, so
but
they're out here to be slaughtered.
Hey, can I come over here?
Can I come over?
No. Right now they're because I've just about got them trained to come up to the door. And one day I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna
just lead them all into the kitchen again.
It's gonna be like playing Fortnite.
We getting that pot?
You just gonna bring a machete out there?
I think to make
the back of the neck while he's eating out of your hand.
I think to make it fair, I'm only going to be able to. I'm just going to use choke outs. If they tap, I'll let them up.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put them in a triangle?
Then I'll shoot them.
You gonna pull guard?
Oh, speaking of fights, Tyson,
I would.
Roy,
did you hear
this
that
an exhibition?
Stupid stipulation?
Are they gonna have headgear?
No knockouts.
Well, I heard that. Well,
how are you gonna force that?
Is that because they're supposed to quote exhibit their boxing? But at first they were supposed to have headgear, and then we're not going to have headgear. We're going to lower the time. We're going to have 2-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds, and we're going to bump it from 12 down to I think 8. So this thing's going to be
feeling
a cluster, but it's going to be awesome.
My feeling of the no knockouts have to come from Roy Jones Jr. Because if he even got kind of, Tyson's got a what man.
Tyson looks in better shape now than he did 20 years ago.
Did you see?
Did
you watch the clip of Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan thought they were kind of picking, and he said something to make Joe Rogan laugh.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "I'm serious," and Joe Rogan's like, "Yeah." He said, "No, dude, I'm serious." And Joe was like, "Yeah, well, I know, I get what you're saying." He's like, "No, I don't think you do." And Joe was like, and you know, Joe's usually he's kind of buff dude. He's set like this, you know, he's got the and he shrunk down. He looked like Alan Dershowitz by the time he was done with that little clip.
But this is the most confusing thing because the commissions over there are like, we're not going to sanction it, but we're going to support it. You know, type. I was like, wait, what?
That sounds like the Democrats.
I'm not buying this for $60.
That sounds like Democrats in this election.
Knock it down to 55. We got a deal. But
oh man,
I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch it. But we were talking about that.
That's going to be the Supreme Court. I don't know if we're going to allow it, but we do sanction it.
But we do.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to everybody. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving.
I want to see if the close works.
We wish the best to you and your fam. And we will see you next time. Remember, we're your buds, Small Town Famous, Romy, Alan, Chase, Jordan Fro on assignment, allegedly. And we will holler at you boys later. Yeah. And with that, we are
out.